Monday, September 8th, and as we await word on the storm survey from the National Weather Service team, they are going out to Holden and Berlin, Massachusetts to check out the damage, confirm it was a tornado, see what the path length and strength was. Wanted to peel back the curtain just a little bit on how this is done and what we've received here over the weekend. Your reports have been tremendous. Of course, we were live streaming for about 4.5 to 5 hours on Saturday as the first storm came in with a tornado warning at the New York state line and followed them all the way until they moved off the coastline of eastern Massachusetts. But here is with, let's say, the Holden storm in particular, what we got. We appreciate everybody who shared this. This is all via X right now. Kate Costellani, or Communicator J, on X, sharing this post from Steve Karsock. I'll zoom in a little bit to Steve's video that came in the afternoon, and this was ahead of the storm in Holden. The gray clouds, the low clouds in the lower altitudes of the atmosphere coming in from the south, while the storm itself was closing in from the west, a sure sign that you definitely had some turning wind that was in the atmosphere. Then we started to get the damage reports flowing in. This was in the late day, early evening in Holden, Massachusetts. This is from Bill and Michelle. Bill is part of the Skywarn Spotter Network, which is a network across New England of both ham radio operators and Skywarn observers who send in observations during storms to make sure that the warnings that are issued correspond with the actual damage that's being done. So Bill's ham radio identifier, KB1MSJ, a lot of folks are on the ham radio network that are part of the Skywarn Spotter Network. We continue to get damage photos coming in. The question becomes, when you look at these, is it all in one direction, which would be downburst, or different directions? Now, at first, it's hard to tell, right? You see some of these zoomed in shots. Everything does appear to be pretty much in one direction. Then you start to see snapped off trees. That's a little more interesting because it does take a little bit more wind power in order to snap trees. Then you start to see some video like this, and this is also from Bill Collins, taken in Holden, Massachusetts. Let's let Bill tell the story, and we can listen to what Bill has to say out of this. But take a look around. Again, you're always looking to see if the trees are down in the same direction or in different directions. Different directions indicates you had a tornado touchdown.
This is the area of 614 South Road in Holden. All these trees are laying in different directions from the other trees.
So there you go. That was a really big indicator from Bill right there, that when he saw the trees down in different directions, that certainly gives the impression of tornado touchdown. And again, remember, the radar signature showed tornadic rotation aloft. We saw debris that was lifted into the sky. We followed that in the live stream. Even before the tornado warning was issued, we were looking at that really tight rotation. This is what happened on the ground. And Bill and Michelle, we thank both of you for getting out there and grabbing these shots. And Bill continues to get more in the way of shots of damage that was done. And then there's kind of an interesting shot, too. This is a drone shot. This is from CMA Weather, who puts this up with the drone so we can see exactly what was going on. Let's take a look here as well and see what you've got. At first, you can see he kind of scans around the trees looking for the spot of damage as he gets his bearings on the drone. And then we start to see the damage coming in on the right side and at the center, lower center of your screen. Look down the bottom center, and now what's going to happen is CMA Weather is going to take that drone, going to bring it, point it right down. There you go. See the snapped off tops of the trees. Stand by. You got more coming up here. And so you see these paths along the way, and now he's going to start to pan off to the right just a little bit. Look at those trees that all came down there. Those do appear to be down in different directions. You can see them almost crisscrossed. If you look, the trunks are crisscrossed over each other. So when you see that, that tells you that was likely a weak and brief and small tornado, but likely a tornado that touched down. And then down to the ground, here you go. This is near South Road in the Willowbrook neighborhood. And you've got the trees and limbs down in different directions here as well. Here they are snapped off at the partway up the tree trunks. And there's a pretty well-defined path that comes in there. And in that particular spot, they appear to be mostly down in the same direction. But obviously, we just saw some signals of otherwise different parts of the damage. So this is what the National Weather Service is doing with the storm surveys that they do. They go out, they go on the ground, they look at the drone footage. They sometimes get help from folks like CMA Weather or folks like Bill who will go out there and say, hey, look, I found this, I saw this, here's the drone footage, you can take a look. You put all that together, and then you can make the determination on how long it was, how wide it was, how strong it was. So that's going on behind the scenes today anyway. We'll keep you updated. Certainly 1 Degree Outside has all the updates for you. Social media, our handles are the number 1 degree outside, 1degreeoutside.com, and of course, our free 5-star app. You can get it on the App Store and Google Play.